that were talking about natural gas crap a few years ago, because I looked that one up, and that was going to be the end of the world, and they were going to take over. But they're tiny but little countries. And so when you put them all together, they don't have the muscle to...
Today's question comes from Zach in Alabama. He asks, I'm reading more and more about de-dollarization and countries moving away from the U.S. dollar as their basis of international trade. Will this affect the strength of the dollar, and should I be concerned about how I'm saving and investing as a result of this?
Okay. Number one, Zach, you're spending too much time on the internet, first and foremost, okay? Because you've gotten into the conspiracy theory blanks here. Now, what is really going on? Okay, I'm concerned with how it's going. Let me see. Moving away from the U.S. dollar as their basis of international trade. Let me just tell you, China and Brazil and Russia are the three main players in this. They already don't use the U.S. dollar as their basis of international trade. Russia has its own currency, so does China, and so does Brazil. And there's a conversion rate between that currency and the U.S. dollar. So many dollars equals so many yen, okay? And, when you go to Mexico, a whole bunch of pesos equals $1, right? Like 20 of them. So that's, you got a conversion rate from one currency to another. What these particular, the three largest countries, and they're talking about bringing in some of the oil countries as well in the Middle East, are doing is they're trying to come up with one currency that they all use, and then that would be in international trade converted back and forth to dollars. Much like Europe did with the euro, which, by the way, kind of didn't work. When we had this exact same crap when France did away with their own currency. The Brexit was the big deal, whether the UK was going to get involved or not, and the euro was traded all over Europe, and they did away with their basic currency, and now the U.S. is just going to have, it's a one world currency. It's the end times of Revelation. And this is what comes up, right? Okay.
Everything is a joke to these damn devils. I'm going to skip ahead real quick.
Because I looked that one up, and that was going to be the end of the world, and they were going to take over. But they're tiny but little countries. And so when you put them all together, they don't have the muscle to take down the dollar. They just don't. Mathematically, it's arithmetic. You can't, they just don't have it. Now, what they are going to do, if they all do put it together, it's not a de-dollarization. It's not doing away with the dollar. They've created their own currency. They're still going to have to trade with the 800-pound gorilla, which be us. Okay, and you're going to have to trade with us in dollars. So you're going to, whatever little currency you create over there in your little fantasy world that you live in, you're still going to have to trade it for dollars.
And this is a part of Satan's devices pursuant to, I'll just go ahead and get it. Call Haloim La, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakwadash. All right, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well for teaching me this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Okay. It's like your 2 Corinthians. This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 11. It says, let Satan, all right, Satan, which the word Satan just simply means adversary, okay, or opponent. So in his ministry, you come to understand that anybody could be Satan. Anybody against the doctrine or antichrist, so to speak. Okay, which that's also in the scriptures. All right. Anybody against, who the world calls Jesus Christ, whose name is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Anybody against him and against this true and pure doctrine, okay, is an enemy of the Most High and is an enemy of ultimately the doctrine. Not us necessarily, but the doctrine and all things belonging to the doctrine, which does include us. Okay, but it's not us directly. It's any haters of the doctrine is haters of the Most High. Okay. So it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not
lest Satan.
It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And one of Esau Edom's devices, the self-proclaimed white race, one of their devices is surreptitiousness, man. Okay, as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and look that up real quick. Surreptitious. It says in a way that attempts to avoid notice or attention secretively. Okay, and what this individual right here, all right, what he's basically using insults, like the insult tactic. Okay, because as a proud patriotic American, as the proud patriotic American that he is, okay, he uses insults and other conniving tactics, all right, to downplay what's actually going on in the society today. And the scriptures talk about this place going down the drain, man. All right, Babylon, that's fallen in Jeremiah the 50th chapter. All right, Jeremiah the 51st chapter, Revelation the 18th chapter. Okay, and many other scriptures, this place is going down, man. And this is the metaphorical Babylon. Okay, Isaiah the 47th chapter. So many books in the scriptures talk about a new Egypt, a new Babylon, a new Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, that's going to be destroyed in the future. And America is what that is talking about. All right, because what the word America is not literally written in the scripture. So by reason of surreptitiousness, all right, it says in a way that attempts to avoid notice or attention secretively, he's using insults toward these other nations that have their own currencies or creating their own currencies, all right, to downplay the fact that America, okay, is you know, the American dollar is basically obsolete, which that happened after the Nixon Act, man. I forgot what it's called exactly, but President Nixon, okay, he basically put out a decree that the American dollar would no longer be converted back to, you know, gold and silver. Okay, so once that ended, it was a wrap, and that was shortly after World War I. Okay, so the American dollar has been done. It's been done. All right. So all that is just Satan's devices. Okay, and we're not ignorant of those things. Okay, of Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white race. Okay, America's finished, man. All right. Let me get this as well in the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." Okay, and what a lot of these Edomites, these very proud and patriotic, okay, Edomites, these damn red devils, these pinkies, okay, they're saying that, oh, America's gonna go on forever and it's the greatest country in the world, etc., yada yada yada. You know, the hoorah and the who dat and so on and so forth, because they're not savvy, okay, they're not up to date on what the hell is going on in their own, you know, place of residency. All right, they're not up to speed, they're not up to date. They just believe, you know, their whole spirit is, you know, kill all blacks and chinks and so on and so forth. They're about everybody outside of, they're about, you know, murking everybody outside of themselves, man. They're about destroying everybody outside of themselves and keeping them in subjection like they do now, you know. But what this individual, you know, who's, you know, making all those on the thumbnail right here, okay, he was you know, basically putting out all those insults, all right, to you know, de-escalate the issue, the main issue at hand, which is what America's about to get destroyed. The American dollar is finished. Okay, the BRICS, what is the BRICS? BRICS. Okay, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Okay, they're now making their own currency. All right, separate from the power of the U.S. dollar, man. All right, these other nations, not just them, but these other nations in general, all right, they want to be more independent of America. Okay, but I just want to make this video real quick. I'll get this one last script, and then I'll close out. All right, this is the book of Isaiah. Okay, chapter 24. verse 10, all right? It says the city of confusion, which is America, all right? Because, and America is likened unto Babylon, all right? And when you look up the word Babylon in the scriptures, you could even look this up on Google for yourselves, okay? But I'm using the Blue Letter Bible app right now, all right? But Babylon in the scriptures, all right, it means confusion or mixed, okay? So when the scriptures say the city of confusion is broken down, all right, America, which represents the city of confusion, it is broken down, man. You got all these stores closing, these mom and pop stores, okay? You got the price of food going up, you know, and I don't know if anybody peeped it, but I was basically, you know, trying to stay within the range of this comment right here by Richie 2K6, which K represents 1,000. Richie 2K6, okay, and not just this individual, but many other individuals in the comment section. It's just like, this guy is a joke, because he's saying that it's not going to happen or there's nothing to worry about. But what? It is something to worry about. All right, and the person who asked the question, you know, to the interviewer and things of that nature, that question should be considered. You know, do I have something to worry about? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes. You should have something to worry about. Okay, especially if you're a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American. All right, because our job is to trust on the Lord, not riches. Okay. It says, Isaiah, Yeshaya 24:10, the city of confusion is broken down, every house is shut up, that no man may come in. Okay, once again, let's talk about the storehouses, all right, these Walmarts, which will soon be turned into FEMA camps, all right, re-education facilities and things of that nature, okay? All of this is about to happen, man, all right? But going back to what I was saying earlier, all right, yes, you should have something to worry about, man. All right, because as soon as you're not able to, you know, use cash for certain transactions anymore, but instead you're gonna have to take this. I'll pull it up real quick. All right. Once you're unable to use cash, and what they bring us to this one world currency. All right, this is going to be the one world currency. This is it. This is going to be the one world currency, all right? And if you take this willingly or even by so-called accident, you will be destroyed. Pursuant to Revelation, the 14th chapter, I believe it starts at verse 9. You will be destroyed utterly, okay? You will be destroyed, man, all right? But Esau Edom wants to make it seem as though we shouldn't have anything to worry about, man. That's why I brought out that 1 Thessalonians 5:3, okay? You do have something to worry about, okay? Shalom.